I've got a subscriber and he wanted to update on the pups. I had tried to put that out of my head. I didn't really want to have to go into that very much, because it's, you know, you always feel like that's your fault. You know, what did I do wrong? What could I have done differently to prevent that? And everybody will have an opinion on what you could have done differently. I consider myself lucky, because if I wasn't coming down here feeding the dogs every day, I never would have caught it. I've got to go move a bunch of pipe around today. I need this bigger trailer. I'm gonna load the skid steer on it. Don't move, don't move. Oh. I'm gonna just set this camera over here. I have both hands so I can evacuate. Now we gotta be real careful. December the 1st, 82 degrees. Wow. Okay, so we got the pipe all driven. Now we need to start cutting up our cross section so we can get them welded up. So that's what we're gonna be doing right here. We got the torch over. I had this pipe over here under these big pecan trees because I was doing it a lot this summer, and it was nice under this shade. My fire suppression kit. Well, we got the first brace over here cut up and put in place. It's this afternoon. It's gotten a little windy and we're extremely dry. I'm probably gonna just maybe try to tack that thing and just see what it does fire-wise. Just cutting the post, we definitely had some breakout. Normally you would have a spotter down here helping you, but my spotter is editing the videos. I'd rather do that, I think. I can just wait on this if it doesn't work. Well, I bailed out of the welding that brace up. The wind's picking up. The further you get into the afternoon to a certain point, the humidity is going down. Everything's drying out quicker. I don't want to risk it. I'm gonna just wait and check morning and see if there's kind of a nice frost on in the morning. It's a little damp, and so I'll probably do it then. That's when I was cutting the pipe earlier, and there were no fires. So I'm gonna wait until morning. That gives me the opportunity to do this. This Bushwhacker brush hog is the toughest, best brush hog on the market. These things are a tank. The gearboxes on them are just unreal. I've had this one for 15 years, I think. We mow brush. I mean, it'll mow big trees, you know, and just walk right through it. There's one thing that's bad about them, and that's what I've got to change. They put those grease zerks way up there almost flat against the face of that rim. And you can't get your Zerk in there. Try a right angle Zerk. Okay, that's what I did. So I tried a right angle Zerk, and you can't get it to stay on to pump grease in. I've told them about it. I've said, hey, y'all need to try and fix it. They don't want to fix it. I told them, I said, just move it out just a little bit so we can get to it right here. They haven't done that. So what happens is you run the tire until the bearings rot off and it falls off, which happens maybe every 5th year. Nah, more than that. Maybe every 3 years there'll be one, because there's a bunch of tires back there. Awesome brush hog, except for that one thing, and really that's probably not that big a deal. It's hard to get parts. There's not very many dealers, and that's because they don't break down. There was like a $30 difference in having them send the hub and me tearing it down and replacing it, or having them send the whole thing. So I've always just had them send the whole thing, which is what I told this guy to do. And then he says, oh yeah, I'm sending it to you. And so this is what I get as the hub. So I'm gonna get to tear this hub down. So I'm gonna use some of this stuff right here. Y'all probably seen it before. Let's just see how it works. All right, so we'll let that set just a minute. I guess start the clock. Let's just see how long it takes me. Disassembly complete. Okay. These wheels are heavy, heavy dudes. I'm gonna be better off doing that on its side while it's standing up. Oh, you're kidding. It's hitting on the Zerk. Gotta get that Zerk out. Okay, got the Zerk out. I'm gonna say those are about 80 pounds. Okay, time. Hey, good morning. So I was hoping that we would have a little bit better conditions this morning to weld, so we wouldn't start any fires. And so far it's perfect. It's kind of overcast, a little dampness, so it should be perfect. Oh yeah, one done. That's not bad. There's 2. Number 3. Done. Didn't even have to use my fire prevention kit. I think I have a solution. I guess before I talk about the solution, I should tell you what the problem was. I pulled this wheel and those races were wedged on that stupid axle. I tried hitting it, twisting it, greasing it, and I could not get it to budge. And so then I thought back to what my good friend Josh does whenever he can't get something to come off. He uses a torch. All right, let's see what that'll do real quick. Hey, it's moving. I don't have all the tools I need. Guess I'm gonna have to cut that sucker off. I can get her, I think. Hey, she's a turning. All right, there we go. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so I got the races cut off. Now I'm gonna put a little bit of grease on it. All righty. Done. Looks like we got a flat tire, or a low tire, on one side of the tractor. I'm gonna grab that real quick while we're doing this, because I need to go mow where I'm gonna be building the fence. This goddamn fittings are never, see, I can push on it like that and it stops. I don't think they're the highest quality. Oh, it's already filled up. Sitting there playing around and I'm liable to blow the tire up. I've done that before on the John Deere on the fronts. The front tires, I was airing it up and it exploded. It scared me to death. Okay, you can see the fence line is clear, both directions. So we're ready to start stringing wire. I'm probably gonna go ahead and start gathering that up and get started on it. No sense in waiting around. Indy. Hello, Blue. Hello, Blue. Come here, Indy. Come here, sweetheart. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm guessing who's gonna eat there. Two. Hello, Blue. Come on, Sammy. I've got a subscriber, and he wanted to update on the pups. That is Indy and Mary. Indy is probably, so far from what I'm seeing, she's gonna be in the top 3 of my dogs for sure. She's just an outstanding dog. She's around the goats, in the goats, checking what she needs to check, alerting if she needs to alert. She's doing everything right, and she's just a fabulous dog. The only kicker she has is she's still just a little shy, but that's okay. I told y'all back on a previous video, and I'll put the link in the description of kind of when I turned her out, and it was talking about how I picked her. She was the dog that was back in the corner. She wouldn't come out. When everybody came to look, she would not come out. She wouldn't, she'd hide, all that stuff. And I had always picked the other dogs. And so I just decided I wanted to try one of those and see if they were less attracted or less focused on people, and maybe then more focused on goats or sheep or themselves, whatever they're supposed to be guarding. And so she was the first one that I've ever picked like that, and wow, I was amazed. You know, Mary, her sister, was the exact opposite. And anyway, so Indy has just been fabulous. And on that video, I actually had somebody comment, and he had got that same information from a long time Livestock Guardian Dog user. And that's what this guy or gal had discovered over the years, that those kind of made the best dogs, and he had an explanation for it. So that was just blind luck for me. Anyway, so Indy has been fabulous. Mary was doing great. We had her with Betsy. Betsy was kind of teaching her the ropes, and she was down actually in this pasture where they are right now, down here training with the billies, and she did wonderful. And then we moved the nannies down here. You know, I watched her for a little bit. She did great, no problem. And probably a month and a half into it, I came over here to where the nannies and their kids were. And I was driving through them, doing my normal stuff, feeding the dogs, whatever. And I found 6 dead kids. And I didn't know what was going on. And I just kept looking at it. Well, then I start seeing 4 more that are in trouble. You know, they're walking real funny, and their ears and their necks were kind of wet. And I still didn't put it together. And so I kept walking around and looking, trying to figure out what was going on with these goats that were still alive, barely. And about that time, Mary came over the hill, and she's coming through the kids, and she walks right up to a kid and grabs it by the hind end. And I don't mean just playfully grabs it. I'm talking grab it to kill it, and pulls it to her. And immediately when it gets closer to her, she goes up to the neck. And I try to get over there and get her off of the kid. And before I can kind of get to her, she's already bloodied the kid and almost, you know, really injured it beyond repair. And before I can gather myself on that, she's grabbed another one and is doing it to another one. It's one of those things that you know, we've raised 5 pups, and I've never had 5 or 6. I've never had that problem, but I've heard of it before. Once they do something like that, it's really hard to ever break them from it. Consequently, we had to get rid of her. I ended up losing 10 kids out of that deal. I consider myself lucky, because if I wasn't coming down here feeding the dogs every day, I never would have caught it. I didn't really want to have to go into that very much, because it's, you know, you always feel like that's your fault. You know, what did I do wrong? What could I have done differently to prevent that? And everybody will have an opinion on what you could have done differently. The other pups have all done great. She's the only one, so she just got into an issue, or she just decided that's what she wanted to do. So anyway, that's how they're doing. Indy is going to be worth 2 of them anyway, so that's good. So that's the update on the pups. Thanks for watching. Like it and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and even if you didn't, it'll help us. So thanks.